Hello world, this is JWP, J-Ward Primo Beat, coming to you live from my home studio. For about 20 years I've been mixing and mastering music, rapping, songwriting, and recently started singing. Along with everything else that goes with music production, such as graphic design, editing, photo editing, video editing, and for around 15 years I've been using SynthEdit to make my own audio plugins. Check out my website, jwpsite.com, for my social links, latest news and updates, and public offerings. Twitch, JWP Stream, Facebook, JWP Meta, YouTube at JWPtube. If you'd like to help support what I do, check out my Patreon, JWP Patreon. That's with 2 P's. There's exclusive content there for making your own audio plugins in SynthEdit. My GoFundMe, JWP Fund, or my PayPal, jwpmas@gmail.com. Likes, comments, subscribes, follows, whatever makes you click are appreciated. We'll be continuing along with I'd say mixing and mastering. I guess it is mixing and mastering. However, it's time for scoring. So I'll still call this mixing and mastering because I'm not really completely committing to scoring yet. This is all crooked. Look fine. So yeah, it's just focused listening for today as far as really zoning in onto things. And I did some brief listening. I totally forgot to do my what's it called, replay gain. So, but things were pretty consistent, I feel. I want that. Yeah, so just pretty much focused listening, be listening on the different speakers. There'll be a lot of bleed into the microphone. Honestly, I kind of don't know where to start. I made a list of things, but it's pretty straightforward. And what I'll do is kind of open all these projects, I guess, in different FLs. Make sure they're set to Smart Disable here. It's probably a good idea to perhaps make a macro for this, or an auto-exe, to get them all opened at once so I can go through them. So that FL Studio doesn't have some sort of tool for something like this. Okay, so there's this. Let's keep on opening FLs. And with Smart Disable, it should be easier on the system. Let's keep opening them. As I said, it's probably a good idea to make a macro for this stage. And again, it's too bad FL Studio doesn't have something to do this as far as scoring, opening different pieces at once. Okay, so I don't know what these are. X means garbage. Oops. There's nothing in here. White date here. The other way. Okay, so that's oldest first. What am I looking at? I just finished with controversial. It's saved in here. Yeah, it's saved in there. Okay, I'm also looking for zips, right? So much we got so far. Let's open up this list. I'm pretty new to this stage. I mean, I don't get to visit it a lot. I mean, I've done it before a few times, but as I said, I don't really get a chance to do scoring a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many do I got open? 5. Click. This one needs its Smart Disable. definitely need smart disable. This one needs a project. I don't know why these are the weights. It's backwards here. I want this way. 23. Really the way? 23. So where are they? This is the mess now. Is this really the one I was working on? The joint's open. That's open. I don't think this is open. It's starting to make a little more sense visually now. Okay, so that needs its sleeping. And this last one looks like it's already all good, but it's all activated anyways. This one's loading, that's why it's kind of chunky right now. So it must be that because there's so many open, it's using resources still, even with smart disable. Maybe it was just that one. Here's another one. So it looks like it's still running stuff too. I'm gonna go ahead and save everything like this. Hopefully it doesn't disrupt too much. What's holding on to 14 for? But remember too, there's ozones everywhere, right? So perhaps I'll go in and disable these ozones. Already off. Okay. This one was really struggling last time. Yeah, it's maxing out. Okay. What am I missing here? Should put some names in these too, so that I can see what they are. A lot of work. It's missing its name. Sinith. Oops. So, well, I'm going to get rid of these. Not get rid of them, but sort of mute them, whatever. The ozones. Probably have to redo the ozones eventually. Also, the guitar one here, no, stat co doesn't sound. It's not even loaded. Okay, let's get that one loaded. That's my system in general. There. What GPUs are doing. Just trying FL. I don't think FL runs. Oh, the OBS. That's right. OBS will be using it too. All those. Okay, so for stat code here. I'm going to clean up this folder as well. Stat code would be GY5. Rid of these FLPs. Okay, and then how many is that now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 9 here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so I'm missing Synth Part 2. Synth Part 2? Really? Synth Part 2? Synth Part 2 isn't that great of a track. But I guess it's on the list. It's also last, so. I mean, a whole lot of this isn't that great. Honestly, it's a lot of my old stuff. I feel like I'm sort of mired in the past doing all this. GY5? I have GY5? It's hard to tell. No, that's that code. DB155. That's what I'm looking for. I think I gotta put little captions beside these things too. Okay, so that has vocals in it. Why? I don't know. It also doesn't sound like it's anything is done. Isn't that the zip though? It is the zip. DB15. Isn't it just called Synth? Okay, so that's Synth, but no, that's Loop. Synth Part 2 is a completely different track. Let's see. Yeah, this is called Loop, not Synth 2. Yikes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and macro that now. Let's do some tidying. I just want to make sure I don't delete the wrong ones here. Go through these real quick and make sure they're disable. What's playing? It's the top one? Why is this here like that? Is it the original? What's going on here? Wait, I didn't say cancel this. Zane, good morning. Oof. 150%. So yeah, I don't know if having more than one new headphones, no, it's just using my Bear Dynamics, dusting them off, so to speak. Might as well use them. I'm at that point now anyway, where I should be doing critical listening. The joint looks like it needs it. I'm not sure this is gonna work like this. I hate this keeps like flipping between different tracks too. Using FL, I'd much rather have them all open at once. What's happening with you, Zane? What's going on? Okay. Yeah, that one just can't survive it. I don't know if this is the new one or the old one or what the audio clips. Okay, so that's okay. It's still because of ozone. That's probably what it is. How you been? I've been alright. What's ozone here for? Why is it? Why? How about you? How have you been? Okay, maybe now isn't it? So look at that insanity. Yeah, I think this might be the other one. I can tell by the stereoization here. Let's get in here. What's cooking up now? I need to sleep. He needs to sleep. Pen? No, it doesn't look like it's... Oh, isn't that the only instrument though? Or is it just the pattern? I want the merged or the, how would you say, what is it called? Merge, it's called merge. And then the other one's called consolidate. Okay, so this one, I thought it was just, okay. Yeah, so this is the other one. Yeah, this is the crazy one, right? Where I have like auto dynamics and stuff. Yeah, I think so. Stop with that clicking. Low transient equalizer. Yeah, transient shaper. I don't use that. Spent the whole day on Splice downloading HD drum samples. That sounds awful. It sounds like you're hoarding. No hate though. You do you. Okay, so this is the toms. Yeah, this is the crazy one. This one's stupid. I should just delete this one or move this somewhere else or something. I don't know. Because I always like overdoing the bass cuts and stuff, and yeah, it's just stupid. Okay, so that this one, 2023 Guitar 5. But I thought I redid it. Did I not redo it? Guitar 5. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. Which one am I working on? Save as here and it'll tell me. Okay, it's 2023. Okay, so I want the one that says Statco, I think. Need this one. And then I move that other one somewhere else. That's not. It's what's in the drum samples. How come you're downloading so many drum samples? You gotta watch out for hoarding, my friend. It's a killer. Then you end up with 500 beats and you have to go back in time to redo them like I am. Okay, so did this load? Load. That's why I couldn't run, because it was just overloaded. Okay, so what is this? Isn't it the same thing I just had? No, it's not, because I look at how much less the mixing rack is. Okay, it's still just overloading. For the house music, are you going to be doing some DJing sets, some live DJing sets? It's for the house music. We feeling to bring down the house. FL samples ain't good enough. Well, did you use the cloud? You know, did you get the subscription for the cloud? Because apparently it's like, I don't know, endless. And with Splice, you always have to install Splice and then, you know, download your samples. With FL Cloud, it's always part of FL. And when you have your stuff, you don't have to re-download, or you do have to re-download, but you don't have to download FL Cloud again. I don't know how it works. Don't quote me. It just seems like that's what it is, right? Oh, shirt. I should have tried that. Yes. Oh, shirt. my swear replacements. Oh, shirt. Okay, so let's listen to this here. Ooh. Yeah, nasally, like super nasally. Nasonex. Hit that with the Nasonex right there. No, that's just some low end stuff. Sweet spots? Yeah, it's sweet spots. I shouldn't be using sweet spots. He makes a plugin and then he doesn't get a chance to use it. Eh? All right, so again, just tidying this up what I have for time. Ugh, get to barely do anything. Okay, so these are, I'll call this overmixed. I don't know if I could delete this. Well, I'm loading this one, so this one doesn't matter. I'm just gonna, okay, and then overmix. Overmixed. Been learning any new music stuff lately, just old stuff. I always sit through, like, when I'm folding my laundry, I'll sit through, is anybody listening? Or is anybody listening? Are you listening? By Ostotope. So, and he's always going on about different things, like your levels and this and that, and I'm super fucking smart, and I just swore, it doesn't matter. I said fudging, right? But yeah, so that's about it. That overmix, and we'll call this recycling. How big is that? 100 megs. Should I just dump that? Yeah, I'll just throw it in the recycling. And then I'm also missing. It's not on here. I thought strings were on here, but I guess not. So these can just go in the garbage, I think. All this stuff can likely go in. I don't know why. They're sitting out here like that. Why is wind battery sitting here? Is that how it is? No, it's here. I didn't save a zip for that. Tabernacle. So this is just me getting all set up, and then I'm just going to have to shut it all down without ever even changing anything. Awful. Okay, so how many is that then? I guess it's just me like prepping to prep. Okay, Synth Part 2 isn't in fact called Synth Part 2, right? Okay, that can get lost. Synth Part 2. Yeah, no, this isn't. Why is it overloading? It's ozone. Chill your shorts. Still overloading. What's overloading? Is there something else occupying CPU here? Will it show me all the FL Studios? It does. Okay. Oh. Why is it doing it like this? Status? How do I get... Okay, there it is. These look pretty much fine. It says that there's 7 of them, but none of them are really revving very high. Is it when I turn on one, they all kind of rev up, or what? This one's overloading. Why, though? There's not really that much going on. Is it the frequency shifter? Is it set to high quality? It is, okay. So I've dealt with this already with... Where is it? Controversial here. I figured out that if I lower the standard for the frequency shifter, it's not so bad, which is 2,500 compared to the 5,000 or whatever. That's 10,000 that's in there. So watch this drop dramatically, right? Crazy. As well, I'll probably start saving these. So I'm just going to go through them and do a save pass here. I'm going to resubscribe with Prime next stream. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. Not available on mobile. He's on his phone. How many hours of, like, I guess were you making any music, or were you just like fiending out on Splice? Like, oh, I want these samples and these drums and those drums. Like, how long did you do that for today? I've been there, man. I've been there. For me, back in the day, it was like sound fonts and individual like one shots. Because, you know, we didn't have Splice. We had Loop Masters and their packs were like $30 a pop. And they were just loops, and I didn't like loops. So, been there. Also VSTs, and then there was like this phase of VSTs. I'm like, I want to download every VST there. And then I like crashed my hard drive. No, I cooked up legit songs tonight, but it's a rough cut. I downloaded, I don't know, man. I downloaded like maybe, I think I made it up to 700 VSTs. And then the hard drive crashed and all that just went in the garbage. It's like, ugh, it broke my heart. I had all the VSTs. I had things like Triangle and Crystal and fucking Oatmeal and like everything, man. I had everything. P8, Super P. What the hell else was there? There was a lot, man. Lots of free stuff. It's pretty much just all VST for free now, or plugins for free, it's called now. So I pretty much just downloaded their whole website, and then my hard drive crashed. Dells, man. Hate Dells. Okay, so why is this overloading now? Why? Because Ozone, right? Yes, okay, so give that a save with Ozone off. Also, Morph should be on. Okay, so it's processing the zip. Let's go around here and see if there's any other overload. Okay, so Synth Part 2 isn't called Synth Part 2, it's called Loop. Oops. I want that plugin leak folder. I'm sure there's one online. I think I've seen one. You can actually go download like super compilation of VSTs, and it's like over 9,000 VST plugins. Break your computer today. You can even like buy them on eBay. eBay, there's like 90,000 instruments. 90,000 sound fonts. They're all like half stolen. Okay, so that's there, that's there. On to 3. Let's kill Ozone here. Move it off. Ooh, okay, so save. How's that running? Save. Vaughn made this beat. Just followed. Thanks for the follow. Just about out of time. I support crack plugins now. I finally found someone on FL. Really? There's like always people on FL. That's common that people would be saying that. What you got to do is you got to go to the Twitch feed and then turn like lowest viewer count. You go to music and then you say lowest first, lowest viewer count. And then that's usually when you'll find all your FL producers, sometimes Cubase, sometimes Ableton. But the main, like the producers, when you see this screen, they're usually on the bottom. They usually only get like a few viewers. The music, people that get lots of viewers are the DJs with boobs, the guitar players, singers, the singers with boobs, right? What are you doing right now? I'm doing a score. I'm scoring. I call it scoring, but it's like building an album, right? Putting a bunch of tracks together for export. It's true, man. It's true. If you want to make it in this streaming biz, you gotta have boobs, or you have to have been here for like 25 years, since like 480 streaming, coming to you live in 480p. Today we're playing Pokemon Gold. Okay, so just going through these things here and just tidying up. This is kind of a boring stream. Not a lot of technical stuff going on. Just me trying to get these numbers down here. So why is this one nice and high now? Sweet spots. Again with the sweet spots. Did I use it or not? Well, I don't want it to make it sound all nasally. I bet you this one sounds nasally, right? I jump to the bass here. Yeah, see, there it is. Nasal sound. Sounds like this. Ha ha ha. Alright, sounds kind of springy, but for the most part, it's really nasally. So let's kill that. Okay, so it's got a little rumble to it now. I'm gonna have to redo a lot of things, I think. Be the second pass, or maybe like the fifth pass. Anyway. Okay, so I got a lot to do still. I was really hoping you'd be like, yeah, it's done, let's cut. And then I went and listened to it on my headphones and it was just like, holy, that's no good. Specifically, just some instruments are just really like, not that good. See, I think synth is all. Right, that sounds awful. And on my headphones, it sounds really, really flimsy. Everything sounds all blah and flimsy. And okay, so this is running. What does it mean when people say it needs to sit in the frequency? It's probably like, I see a lot of producers, like when I go on and I dig around at the, you know, the Twitch and stuff, wherever I be, BandLab, wherever have you. I see producers going like this. They'll like, a better example might be, say that the polysynth here. I'm definitely going to kill these reverb and echo for now. It's not that great, but it works sort of. But anyway, I see a lot of producers going like this. They're like, yo, no, I got to EQ, man. It's time to EQ or whatever. And then they go like this. Okay, so that's the sound here. I want to, zoom in here. And then like that. And then one over here. And they don't even like use these. You go like up there and then bring it in down here. And sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. They'll do like this instead. I don't know what they do. I think they right click, right? And they go band pass, and they're going to drag it around. It's like, oh. I'm over exaggerating, of course. I'm being an ass, but like I said, just this instrument play. Right? That's generally what they do. And then I don't know how they exactly do it. Let's get rid of this. So what the problem with that is that you're killing natural sounds. You're killing the natural timbre of an instrument, right? I don't even see them using the cue. Getting that up. And then that's what they do. They kind of like, they cue it into this little pocket. And when you cue something into a little pocket like that, you lose, like I cue out the the partials, right? But you also lose the upper end. It's like, you shouldn't have to EQ that much. If your sound is, not fitting in the mix, use stereoization, use stereo imaging. And that'll get it to fit a bit better. Another thing that might mean is that like, you have your bass and you have, say, for instance, your polysynth. So I got these two instruments. And my bass here is sloping out, right? Because the high end has been cut off. And that kind of makes a pocket for this guy to sit in. I used to like kind of cut to get things to fit better, but now I prefer like whole spectrums, like they're sitting beside each other and you can hear them. And I think if the opposite of that is making a wall of sound, so that's something like this, right? Like it's all three instruments and it just sounds like one instrument. And the way to get them to sort of separate is with stereo panning. So stereoization. We move things around a bit, and we get a little more width. We're taking advantage of the stereo. And that way you can hear things more. Is that a good move though? Sometimes it works, but is it necessary? I'm not sure which one you're referring to. Sorry, I got carried away. As far as like EQing in a pocket, I don't know. You can. I like to get rid of partials because it cleans it up and gives more room for the compressor to work with. Let's get rid of this thing. Close everything. The more you cut out, the louder things can get, especially things you can't hear, like above. So it makes sense to do that, to cut above, you know, roll off above. But you lose air when you do that because these EQs aren't the best, really. That sounded really good. It's just stereoization, stereo imaging. But I gotta call it here. Yeah, so I did like practically nothing. I just opened a bunch of tracks. I'll go through them one by one now here and give them all a quick save, even though I probably just took a big dirty dump on them. So I have to find Synth 2 too. So that's going to be interesting because Synth 2 hasn't been done. So I still have one more to do. Synth Part 2 and Round. It's called Round, not Loop. I'm going to go back to what's right here already. So it's renamed and it was based on a loop. It's called Round. Saving. Okay, so much for playing. Anyway, I gotta call it here. Thanks for coming through, anybody and everybody that did. Check out my website, jwpsite.com, for my social links, latest news and updates, and public offerings. My Twitch, JWP stream, Facebook, JWP Meta, YouTube at JWPTube. If you'd like to help support what I do, check out my Patreon, JWP Patreon, that's with 2 P's. There's exclusive content there for making your own audio plugins and synth edits. My GoFundMe, JWP Fund, or my PayPal, jwpmas@gmail.com. Likes, comments, subscribes, follows, whatever makes you click are appreciated. Thanks for watching. Until next time.